Hello, this is Witch Nikki, and I need music on, but I still don't. I don't want the TV to be a, violation. So I have been looking through and her making assessments, and there is a slight hole right here. It was made with nylon socks. On further observation, it seems that this was some kind of a hairpiece or a wig at one time, and it's just kind of like gathered back there and kind of stitched on in some places, and I think I might need to kind of regroup that and restitch it. It's lifting up right here, but I wanted to give her, if I could, not a facelift, but outwardly. Her face is kind of flat. It's actually flat. I mean, it's got like some stitches right here, but what I mean is, I don't know if I could show it. See, it's like really flat, and it seems like it's stitched together. So I wanted to kind of make it puff out to give her more of a head, so that this could stitch onto it a little bit better. This hat I'm going to very carefully remove so I could work a little bit more freer with it. I'm also going to be removing this part of her dress around the neck, and then replacing that when I finished reconstructing her head and face, because the stuffing is separated in here, and I have a small amount of it. Once it comes out of the bag, it'll probably be a little bit more. This is why I save things no matter what. This was for something else, a crochet project that never got done. And did I take off her little, yes, this little amulet? This was made by the other person. There's nothing in it. It's kind of like macrame. But I'm going to be redoing this also. It's just like a personal inner gut feeling type thing. I'm not getting the feeling that the person who made her for me, she didn't actually make her for me. She made her and then gave her to me after we became friends. She made some jewelry on Facebook. I ordered some from her to be supportive, because I was going through a time where I was supporting, and I still do. I support people who make their own things that are very creative. I try to support them. If it's something I can afford at the time, then I do. I really appreciate this challenge that I have here before me. I've looked it over, and I think those are the things that I really need to try to work on, and I hope that it goes well. I might have to, I don't know, it depends on how badly this needs to be removed, or if it just needs to be restitched. I was also thinking of making a lighter hat. This one, I have no idea what this was. but it's like all twisty, and it's actually almost heavier than her head. So that's causing a lot of problems or issues with her head. It's just too big. It's thick. It's very, very thick yarn. And so yeah, I feel like it's pulling on the back of her head, and I want to try to, it's not stitched on there very, very much, so I'm just going to remove that. So I think I'm going to start with that first. And I don't know how long this is going to take, so if I come into any issues, I'm going to pause, work out the issue, and then come back on. I like working with these scissors because they're very easy to use, and they're very sharp, very pointy. So I've already relaxed her into her just a little quiet nap, let's call it, okay? You know, some of you out there are going, but she's a doll. She's a puppet. Okay. What you think is what you think, and what I know is what I know. Okay, so I'm very careful. I don't know if you could see. There's just a little teeny thread there. I'm very carefully gonna snip that away and see. Yeah. This might have been her first attempt to make a puppet, and then she just decided she didn't want it around in her house for whatever reasons. So that's all it just did. It was snipped on there. I mean, stitched on there very easily with two little snips. I like this. There isn't anything wrong with it. I'm just gonna kind of be putting this to rest in a separate area. Yeah, because as you could see, let's take a look at this. Now it was snipped. It had this kind of a cord on it. So this was around her, and you could tell it's like, it has really no shape, and it has all this yarn kind of knotted and braided or whatever. I'm not even going to deal with this right now. I'm going to create another hat for her to wear. I wish I could find the one I made for my granddaughter that wound up being too small. But it looks like I'm going to have to create a new style for her that's lighter and will work better with her, because this isn't. It was pretty while it lasted, and I think I can recreate something. But you can see how it is. It's so wonky. It's like, what was this? What is this? I'm not trying to... It's too restricting for her, and knots kind of bind things. So releasing this from her will allow the energy to flow. Okay, so now we have left here the little wig, because this is definitely a wig. Don't worry, she's totally in a little trance, and she's fine. She's taking a nap. See this? It's like a little wig, which I don't mind, but it's just kind of like curled around, or sorry, I just have to get a little bit more comfortable. It's stitched on pretty well to the top part of her head, but over here it's like coming undone. So I wanted to kind of work with that. In order to do that, any work on her head better, I'm going to have to snip her out of her dress, which has been stitched on. Here we go. Let me pause here because that's one of the things I'm telling you. I could just do this and I'll be right. Okay. So this is the dress part now. Sorry, it does look kind of sad, but she did agree that we could do this, and I'm going very carefully over everything to assess how I will be putting it back together. So if things like this bother you, I'm really sorry. They don't bother me. I'm just fixing her. Yeah, so her hair is really loose. But it's a better thing than I thought. I thought that this person actually took like some of their hair and somehow stitched it on, and I was afraid it would just all fall apart. But she has some kind of hairpiece that's just kind of all crumbled in there. I would like to, a piece of tape, I would like to take it apart a little bit more. This is the next part, which also seems to have been a roll, maybe from gift wrapping paper, and it's not really on there at all very well. And then you see how the stitching from, the stuffing from the head is detaching right here, so it gives it that wobbly look and feel. So this here is just gotten too old, and it's kind of, I want to see, I'm trying to be very careful because this is nylon, and once you wreck nylon, it's hard to repair. So I'm being very careful and very gentle with it. I need to restitch this area. And where did I? Okay, so this one in itself was a little bit wider, but I could tell that when it was rolled, it was some kind of a cardboard roll. And this is a newer one that I've saved from toilet paper. I wanted to try to fit them together to give this one more support. But I think what I'm going to do, because this is starting to come apart right here, I might want to find, I think this will be sufficient. But what I was going to do with it, first of all, I think the person who made this, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, she stuffed it and then stitched. So this part of the face is stitched onto the stuffing. I don't know if I'll be able to put any more stuffing back into here. Let me just open this little bag for any of the replacement stuffing that I might need to do. I don't want people to think that I'm ingrateful. It's just that during a period of time, during a period of time that when this lady was my friend and so many other things that happened between us. I really don't want to go into them here because it's not nice or polite to bring up issues that you've had with other people. Oh yeah, I knew this was really, really packed. Now, if I could replace this for here, but what I might have to very carefully do is take out some pieces and try to put them in the back area if I can. But her hair is stitched on here too, and it's coming out through this area here, this little hole. And I really don't want to wreck her. So you see how there's like this little pit right here? Okay. What I might have to do is put it here. Fix it here a little bit. I wish I could just make her a yarn hair, but I've never learned how to do that. So I think what I want to do is just make this a little bit more fuller, but not too heavy, and give her hair something to kind of be placed on her head. You know, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. So you just pull it out, and then you can kind of smooth it down a little bit so you can work with it. So I'm going to kind of tuck that in between her hair and this face part. And then what I'll be doing is kind of restitching her hair to this part. I'm going to be very careful with this, but I think I'm going to also use this because I think it would be very cute. Hold on a minute, because I'm pretty sure that once I get this all together, that will be it. So I have to be very careful. I don't want to overstitch over and over again or whatever I'm going to use. Now this is another sock. I thought this is kind of cute too, but it's one directional. So I will have already decided, but see the two differences for like her neckline. So it'll be something like this, and then the bottom part of the sock area will be stitched on. I'll be stitching it on up to here, so give me something to stitch it on to. See, this will go on up over. Let me show you. If I use this one, it's kind of cute. So this will be going up over, okay? And then, actually, hang on. This will go inside the nylon part, up as far as I could get it to go. And then this will come up over it. I'm just gonna kind of try things out and see how they are. So it'll kind of give her a little turtleneck-ish look. See? And then it'll give more substance. Substance, is that right? Yeah, you know, support. See? So her neck won't be, her head won't be wobbling back and forth, and it's longer. This piece here was too short, so it didn't give like enough. And then this will be going into, I'll cut this bottom off so my hand could go up there, or at least my fingers, and then, you know, so this will be sewn on to here also. It's not sewn together now. We really won't be seeing too much of this because I think this is going to be going inside her dress. So it'll be going over here like that. See how that will be giving more of a sturdier look. That's what I want to try to do. Her hat was just all over the place, I'm telling you. It would get down in her face sometimes. I'd have to readjust it. It was just making her, her head fall over like that. So I think I really want to prevent that from happening. So once I get this up here, whether it's the purple one, I might do it that way with this purple one. What do you think? I'm not going to do anything permanent right now. I'm just kind of seeing how different things will look. And then I want to kind of bring this up to here, all the way up, because what I want to do is very carefully stitch this on here so that it gives her more of a neck. So it will be kind of stitched up here, leaving room. Her mouth isn't really functional, so, you know, but I do kind of want it to show a little bit like that. There we go. So that, you know, I'm just going over the different plans that are possible. And then this can go inside here and be stitched. That, and it kind of gives her a little bit more of a collar. And I think that it will be a little bit more sturdier. It's not sewn on now, so it's not working. Could pin it on and see how it works, but I just don't want to mess with the nylon of her face too much, because I'm really afraid that's going to ruin it for me, the whole procedure. And I try not to be nervous about doing this, but it's a very, you know, sensitive type of procedure. I want to see if I could add a little bit more of this, but not too much. I really don't want to overstuff her, but yeah, I just want to put a little bit more here because it might give her neck a little bit more something sturdy here, but it's not attached, so I'm gonna kind of have to work with that a little bit, because like her chin, this is her like chin, and so I kind of wanted to work with that a little bit. Maybe this is too much. I wish I had somebody who knew how to work with something like this so that I could repair it properly. I think what it is part of her cheek, part of her chin. See? Does that make her look too lumpy? Because this is stitched in where her mouth is. I can't really, maybe just a little teeny bit right there to make like a chin, because it looks like her chin got sucked up into her face, poor thing. There we go. see it very well. Just giving her a little bit. I could work with that a little bit more too. And just do a little bit more stitching in there. I don't want to do too much with that. So this has been to 25 minutes. This is kind of what I'm going through here. And I want to prepare to stitch her wig, this wig on. And then work with her face and work with putting this together with that other sock, this other piece here. Yeah, this looks much better like this. There we go. That looks really nice. I wish I could have more part of that to work with. I really like this. It was kind of like a legging type thing. But this thread kept coming out of it, and the other one just... But I saved it because you never know what you can use in your crafts. So this is what I'm going through so far. And I really wish that there was a way to take this off, but I'm afraid of cutting the hair. So I'm just going to lift up the areas, and then I need to stitch in the back of her neck where there's a hole so that the stuffing doesn't come out of there, and kind of readjust the back here. I'm going to come up with something for her little hat, because she needs to have a little hat. Right? She needs to have a little hat. I wish I could find the one that I had made for my granddaughter, but that's okay. I'll make another one. I'm sure I'll know how. I was going to make one of those little beanies for kids, and it wound up looking like a witch's hat, which was so adorable. It would have fit her just perfectly. But I'm going to work with something else somehow. I don't want it to be too heavy. I want to not have it so heavy that it's bringing the head down all the time. And I do want to adjust it on here so it kind of also protects her hair. You can see that part of this wig kind of curls down like that. It's kind of stitched like a cross somehow. So yeah, I'm gonna work with this stuff, and I'll show you later what's come up. I just kind of wanted to go through a little bit of the process. Thank you for watching.